Okay, so welcome back to episode 4 of The Trader's Mind. And today we're going to be talking about something that every trader struggles with, especially really early on. And that's patience. People love to say, be patient, but no one actually tells you how to learn and develop patience within your own trading. Nobody tells you what it feels like, why it's uncomfortable, or why most traders fail at this part before anything else. And patience, it isn't passive. It's not sitting there doing nothing. Patience is a skill. It's a skill that you've got to learn and develop. It's choosing to wait, even though every part of your body is wanting to jump straight in. And if discipline is about sticking to your rules, patience is about waiting for the moment where those rules apply. Today, I'm going to break patience down properly in a way that you've definitely not heard before. So let's get into it. The first thing that you need to understand is patience isn't waiting. Patience is knowing what you're waiting for. Because most traders think that patience is doing nothing until something happens. But that's not patience, that's just being inactive. Real patience is intentional. It's saying, I only take this setup in this condition with this confirmation, and until that appears, I'm not touching the charts. That's patience. And here's a fact. Markets only give clean, high probability setups a small percentage of the time. Most of the day, it's just noise, manipulation, false moves, liquidity games, and just random candles that you don't need to worry about. So if you're trying to trade every single hour of every single day, you're not being patient. You're just being reactive to the market. But a professional trader's job isn't to find trades, but it's to filter trades out. And most traders, they fail not because they lack discipline or they lack the wrong strategy, but it's because they lack patience. And here's why. We live in a world around instant gratification. Everything's fast, food's fast, entertainment's fast. Your attention spans are so short now, especially with the introduction of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. And you're getting more used to getting what you want right at that moment. But trading is the complete opposite. Markets move slowly until they don't. Good setups take time until they don't. Opportunities appear random, not on your schedule. So your brain starts to get really uncomfortable and it just feels the urge to do something productive. That's why you jump into random breakouts. You scalp nonsense entries. You force setups that don't even exist. You enter just because you're bored and you want to feel something, you want to get a dopamine hit. And you just take low quality trades because you just want to be in the market just in case. And it's not that you're impatient on purpose. It's because your brain is programmed to avoid boredom. But here's the truth. Boredom is where consistency is built. Boredom means you're finally ignoring the noise. And these are 3 types of patience that every trader needs. If you avoid one, your results will fall apart. So number 1, patience before the trade. This is the hardest one for most of you guys. This is waiting for the setup to form fully. Not half formed or not, it looks like it's going to form soon. Fully waiting for your setup to form. It's waiting for the level to hit. It's waiting for the confirmation. It's waiting for your session, waiting for a clean structure and waiting for volume to come in. You don't get rewarded at all for early entries. You just get punished. So pre-trade patience, make sure that you're trading a real setup, not just a feeling. And number 2 is patience during a trade. This is where most people panic. This is the moment you've got real money on the line and time slows down. Candles feel bigger, small pullbacks feel bigger, and you keep imagining the worst case scenario. Patience during the trade is letting the setup actually play out. Not cutting it too early because you're nervous, not closing the trade just because of one random wick, and not just bailing out because it took too long to hit take profit or your stop loss. Because good trades, they take time. Even the best and biggest moves, they all have pullbacks throughout that move. And if your analysis was good and you trust it, then all you have to do is breathe and let the trade fully play out. And number 3, which isn't spoken about, is patience after the trade. And this might be the most important one. Patience after the trade means not jumping straight back in, not chasing the next candle, not trying to instantly fix a loss, and letting your brain reset before the next setup or move. You need to give your emotions time to settle after each trade. If you rush into the next setup, you're not trading, you're purely just reacting to your emotions. So if you took a losing trade, you're going to want to get that money back as quickly as possible. If you took a winning trade, and this is where most of you mess up, you take a winning trade, you get overconfident, you believe your setup, which you took maybe 2 or 3 hours ago, is still valid. The move is still, say, going up. So you jump into another trade. And then what happens? You lose. So patience after the trade is about really protecting the capital you gained during the last trade, or your account balance after taking a loss. And let's talk facts for a bit. Your brain hates uncertainty. It hates waiting. It hates the feeling of, I don't know what's going to happen next or what to do next. And that's why patience feels so uncomfortable, and that's why you react off it. And when you wait or you're bored, your brain releases cortisol, and that's a stress hormone. That's why sitting on your hands feels weird. That's why waiting for a confirmation feels really frustrating. And that's why holding winners feels so tense. But here's the thing. The more you practice patience, the less cortisol your brain produces in these moments. It adapts, it rewires, and this becomes your new normal. Patience is literally a muscle, and the more you train it, the easier it becomes. This is why real traders always look so calm, even if the markets are volatile and they're taking a huge loss. They're calm not because the market is easy and clean. They're calm because their patience has been trained. And here's how you actually build real patience step by step. Number 1, limit the amount of trades you're taking per day. If you force yourself to take less trades, you instantly become more selective with each trade you're potentially looking to take. The quality goes up, your impatience goes down. Number 2 is just set alerts on TradingView and walk away. Stop just staring at the charts waiting for setups. Use the alerts and only return when price gets to your levels that you wanted price to be around. Because you're not trying to be a hostage to the screen. That's not what trading's about. And the best thing is TradingView and their alerts are completely free. So you download the app, mark out your key levels. When price hits it, then you can jump back onto the screen. Number 3 is just trade one setup and master that setup. The more familiar you are with your setup, the much easier waiting becomes, because you can't be patient with something that you don't understand deeply. So just wait for the one setup to appear. It might only be 3 or 4 times a week, but if you wait, you'll become so much more patient and it will really grow and train your brain. And number 4, count how long you waited before you entered. And this is a really powerful one. Journal how long it took your setup to completely form until you entered that trade. You'll realize that clean setups take a while to actually form. They could take an hour, a few hours to fully form before you enter. This then builds awareness in your brain about how long setups actually take to form. So if something is taking a little bit longer, or it feels like a really long time, you have a full journal of these setups potentially taking 4 hours to completely set themselves up. So you're getting used to it. And number 5, learn to be okay with missing moves. This is a really hard one, to be honest. It sounds easy, but it's not. But if you can accept that you're not going to catch every single move, you instantly gain more patience. Because now you're not trying to chase setups. You purely got to wait. Missing a move isn't failure. You could be completely busy doing something else which isn't to do with trading. If you miss the move, it's completely fine. More moves will appear. And if you were actively looking at the charts but you hesitated, don't try and enter the trade at the wrong position. Because more times than not, it's not the setup that you decided on when you didn't have all these emotions running high. So here's the truth about patience. You don't become patient by trying harder. You become patient by valuing long-term results over short-term excitement. You don't need more action, you don't need more information, you don't need more trades, and you don't need better trades. Patience is the difference between gambling and actually trading. It's between hope and confidence, and between blowing accounts and building accounts. So it may feel and look really boring. However, boring trading is profitable trading. And this is where your entire mindset shifts. So that's the end of episode 4 of The Trader's Mind. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't watched the previous 3 videos, please go back and watch those because it really sets a foundation to what we're going into. Like always, please leave a comment and a like below, especially if you want me to cover something that I didn't speak about in the video or cover something more in depth. I will absolutely do that for you. And I've also put a link to XNES and FTMO, who are the brokers that I use with my personal trading. So if you want to jump onto one of those, feel free to click the links below. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I wish you all the best with your trading journey.